When we picture the ultimate mastermind, we picture this exact face. It is the universally recognized image of the father of modern physics. Born in Ulm, Germany in 1879, Albert Einstein grew into a figure so prominent that his very name became a synonym for genius. But the reality of his early life contradicts that flawless image. As a young boy, he suffered from severe developmental delays. He did not speak his first word until he was nearly 4 years old. Today, medical professionals use a specific term for this type of late-blooming profile, Einstein syndrome. His early educators were dismissive. Teachers labeled him as slow, predicting he would never achieve anything of value in his life. Yet beneath that inability to communicate verbally was an intense, silent curiosity. He spent his early years quietly studying the hidden mechanics of the natural world, fascinated by invisible forces that others took for granted. The foundation of modern physics was built by an underdog whose mind was written off as a failure before it even got started. In 1905, we don't find him in a prestigious university laboratory. Instead, he is walking the ordinary streets of Bern, Switzerland. His reality was a mundane desk job. He worked as an isolated, low-level clerk in the city's patent office. He utilized the quiet isolation of this daily grind. After finishing his required patent reviews, he used his remaining hours to pursue the theoretical questions that had haunted him since childhood. That isolation produced his miracle year. In 1905, operating completely outside the academic establishment, he published 4 revolutionary research papers. This chalkboard captures the density of his findings, most notably his theory of relativity and the energy-mass equation, E equals mc squared. By independently processing calculations of this volume, he challenged centuries of established scientific consensus regarding space, time, and gravity. The scientific community took years to comprehend his work, eventually awarding him the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his discovery of the photoelectric effect. This leap in human understanding arrived through an untethered imagination trapped in a cubicle. Immense global fame followed the Nobel Prize, but it did nothing to cure his inherent, sometimes comical, human flaws. He was profoundly absent-minded. He suffered from a chronic inability to remember basic life details, consistently forgetting his own address and telephone number. One evening, he had to hire a taxi just to find his way back to his own house. The driver, out of reverence for his passenger, refused to charge him the fare. When confronted with massive scientific roadblocks, he didn't rely on more math. He turned to classical music. Playing the violin was a vital cognitive tool. He used the structure and flow of the music to untangle physics equations his conscious mind couldn't resolve through logic alone. These personal oddities and his artistic spirit provided the perspective he needed to visualize concepts that purely linear thinkers could not. His abstract theories, specifically his 1915 general relativity, dictate the concrete reality of our daily lives. These intersecting lines represent the exact mathematical frameworks required to keep modern global positioning satellites synchronized and functional. Those same theoretical formulas directly enable the light-capturing technology embedded in every digital camera. Beyond these technological impacts, Einstein's influence extended into his personal worldview and his hopes for the future of humanity. He held a deep admiration for Mahatma Gandhi, viewing Gandhi's strict pacifist approach as a necessary model for human survival. He provided the mathematical blueprint that built the modern world, while advocating for the peaceful coexistence required to live in it. Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, at the age of 76. He left behind a legacy defined by the gap between the child who couldn't speak and the thinker who reshaped our perception of the physical world. Ultimately, he summarized his entire journey in a single defining philosophy: imagination is even more important than knowledge. He understood that knowledge is strictly limited to what we already comprehend, while imagination embraces everything waiting to be discovered. Einstein's path demonstrated that curiosity and a refusal to be defined by early failures can change the way humanity perceives the universe.